Leeds come out to a great formation there. And the fireworks. Scott lead the team out today with the captain Gary Mercer. Already the atmosphere building up here, despite the fact that there seems to be a lack of crowd in the open areas of the ground because of the rain. Obviously Phil can't hear me there for the noise that's going on outside. Yes, but Alice is last out. The noise is unbelievable there as the fireworks go budding. We're just peeping out now. There's probably going to be one last bang, is there? Right away on there.
Yeah, yes, it's certainly clears the wax out of your ears, and it's almost impossible to concentrate on anything other than the fireworks. And there's a hazy pall over the pitch, which is gradually disappearing, leaving us in the hands of the two protagonists. And certainly the game time atmosphere is something special here at the moment.
There's a lot of people packed in the south stand tonight, as you'd expect, because of the wet that's just been on, the rain, and it's not raining at the moment, but I think many people have come expecting rain and have made sure that they get their spot under cover before the game kicks off.
That's right, and just looking around the ground, surprisingly, not many people here from Paris.
Yeah, well, so there's no cockles running about, as we sometimes see at Twickenham.
Although it's safe to say that they did get a rousing reception when they rang out from the usual crowd here at Headingley. And one thing is, if they play to their potential, it will be a good open game. There'll be lots to admire in the skill department, but it will be very hard. There'll be no quarter given or taken regarding the tackling, and we can expect to see a fully committed Paris side, which I'm sure the crowd will warm to.
Yes, I'm sure you're right there. And the smell from the fireworks just drifting up here now as well.
Yeah, the only good thing about that is it's taken away the smell of the burger vans.
That's right. Well, it's just after 7:30. It's almost 25 to 8. In fact, you're in tune with Radio Rhino. Live full match commentary from myself and Phil Kaplan. And if you're listening on the Leeds video, welcome, because you could be in for a big treat when you watch this game later on. So we're going to see Justin Harris get the game underway. Leeds playing towards the pavilion end with their backs to the scoreboard. And Paris immediately running the ball out from their own line. It was a good kick from Justin Harris. It went deep downfield. It was fielded by the Paris scrum half, Jason Martin, and just passed along. And Paris already making ground. Second tackle up to the 20 metres. That's number 21, Jason Sands, the prop forward, who's tackled and knocked down. 3 Leeds men in at the tackle there again on Craig Menkins, as Paris using the big forwards to bring the ball away, and they've got a great organiser in David O'Donnell.
Yep, they're very similar to Wayne Collins in this style of game. Very quick hands and an organiser at the play the ball, and again they must have studied the video against London. They put in a big kick, but this time Damien Gibson underneath it.
That's right, Gibson running the ball back and gets up to the 20 metres. That's a good chase there from Paris, keeping him penned down there. Francis Cummins, and he's looking to bounce back. He didn't have, by his own volition, a good game last week. He thought he made a couple of errors. And
Paris playing a very condensed defence on that first tackle, and again Leeds might be looking to perhaps to get round the outside of them, particularly with the likes of Paul Sterling in possession now and Richie Blackmore.
And Paul Sterling in the middle of the field, and just watching now as Leeds going up the field. Something's happened here in the tackle.
High tackle there. It looks as though it's on Jamie Matthew. The interesting there being that obviously when we were over in Paris and Leeds were playing, a lot made by the Parisians of they said Leeds' tendency to go high in the tackle. First penalty of the night, a high tackle.
And it goes to Leeds, and Justin Harris kicks towards halfway. So Leeds are attacking. They're on the south stand side. They're on halfway. Wayne Collins has the ball in his hands now. Been playing 3 minutes. There's no score here at Headingley. Leeds Rhinos 0, Paris Saint-Germain 0. Mari Marcella drives that ball up, makes a good 10 metres there, and Jamie Matthew will do the same. He'll look to make the same amount of yardage. He doesn't quite, in fact he makes 45 metres, and 3 Paris men, including O'Donnell Leoka, in at the tackle. Sheridan again now, moving that ball out wide. Adrian Morley, he was a danger man in the first half in Paris, and I'm sure that Paris will have him well wrapped up running out wide. Anthony Farrell just drives the ball forward, but Leeds are now in the 20 metres and looking with 2 more tackles left to make an impact.
Good drive from Farrell there.
Certainly was, and Justin Harris has the ball in his hands. He runs forward, brings Blackmore on, but Morse put the ball down. It went behind him. There's no chance of a knock on there. Damien Gibson will retrieve the situation and run back for Leeds. A kick through would be nice now, as the Paris defence are all up flat. Then we're up to the last tackle, and Harris has the ball in his hands, and he'll no doubt look to put the high bomb, and Mercer's offside, says the referee, and that really spoilt the Leeds chase, because everyone hung back then waiting for the referee. But a good defence from Leeds, a good kick and chase game from the rest of the players.
Good chase from Phil Hassan there, whose kick chase has been excellent this season, but Leeds again have had a problem with their 6th tackle ploys this season, and that was quite a good bomb from Harris. Mercer just needed to stay on side for it to have full value.
Palace, O'Donnell looking to bring players. It's 16, Craig Menkins, who's just plowing down the middle of the field. That's where Palace look to be doing most of their work in these early stages. Number 13, David Lomax, a quality player.
Leeds need to be wary of him. He's a good handler. If he can get the ball away in the tackle, he will.
Menkins again. It seems like Menkins one of these players who's going to take it up twice in every set of 6 and for 20 minutes and then be replaced, I think, Phil.
Yep, I think he's on for the first 20 minutes, no mistakes, and then they'll bring him off for a rest. And that's a poor kick out on the full.
Matt O'Connor is the culprit out on the full, and that gives Leeds chance again on the halfway. So already we've seen Seamus McCallion on the field, and somebody from the Leeds team just got a knock. That's good defence from Palace on Martin Marcelo as he drives the ball towards halfway. Harris bringing on Morley looking to go through, and that's another high tackle, so Leeds will get another penalty there. And that was right round the throat. So obviously Peter Mulholland, the Palace coach, said he was going to sort things out here.
The phrase fighting fire with fire springs to mind, but I think there's the first warning from the referee. He's getting O'Donnell over as obviously the captain, saying, I've noted the fact that the first 2 penalties of the game come inside the first 5 minutes. It's 4.5 minutes, 2 penalties, both for high tackles.
Right, so just watching what goes on now in the kick situation. And Harris finds touch. And there comes the Builder charge, and the South Stand crowd roar, and Jamie Matthew ploughs forward. Great driving from Jamie Matthew.
He responded to the call.
Collins flips the ball out there to Harris. Oh, Morris put the ball down. It wasn't the best pass, but he really should have taken that, Phil.
Again, though, wrong ball in the circumstances. The Paris defence moved up very quickly, and in these conditions, with it being very wet, there was always a tendency for the ball to go to ground. I think perhaps the fact that the defence had moved up so quickly, either the chip over the top or holding on would have been the best option.
So Paris get their first scrum of the game. Running out wide on the far side, number 12, Pierre Chamara, playing in the centres. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Inside ball from Wayne Singh, another player with plenty of Winfield Cup experience.
Yep, good player. Leeds need to keep their eye on him. Scored a good try for them over there in Paris against us.
Oh, Lomax is rocked back there in a solid tackle from Mercer. Paris just inside the Leeds half, pass was forward, and Russell Smith spotted it.
The referee saw it, and well done, Russell Smith.
He wasn't as well placed as we were because it was right in front of us, and Russell Smith had got Leeds on side, so Russell Smith was a good 10-15 metres away from that, but he certainly had no hesitation in awarding the forward pass, and it was forward.
And the good thing about it was he gave it before the crowd had shouted, so obviously he was well on the ball there.
Mercer picks the ball up from the back of the scrum. He just drives forward, and Sheridan now will come to dummy half. Pat just breaking up Collins. Morley now, that's good running from Morley. He breaks half through a tackle and makes a good 10 metres before he's brought down. And again, we think there's going to be a penalty to Leeds there. That's the third Leeds penalty of the half. 3 against none.
And again, I reckon we've just played six minutes, so we're talking about a penalty every 2 minutes. This one perhaps to put the first points on the board.
Yes, it's from a distance that Iestyn Harris likes, which is in front of the post, but a good 40 metres out. We've seen him kick these before, and he will be looking to put the first points on the board as far as Leeds are concerned.
And I think Peter Mulholland will be a bit upset that obviously it's a big game for his side. They've been here a little while, they'll be preparing well for it, and to give away 3 penalties in the first 6 minutes and give Leeds the chance to put points on the board, I think as a coach he'd be a bit upset by that. And I don't think he can complain about any of the penalties either.
Now we've been playing some 7 minutes, and Harris just landing the kick-off. The Paris man who comes on with the water, he's incurring the wrath of the crowd. He's running about like a cock that's had its head knocked off.
Well, the other thing as well is that I'm sure there's a rugby league dictate that says only one person is allowed on the pitch at any one time with a water bottle, and Paris have certainly had 2. And that was something that Greg McCallum was warning the teams at Wembley about on Saturday.
And Harris then puts a long straight kick downfield. It looks good from here. It certainly is, and Harris...
Must have been a good kick because the first person to applaud it was Dion Bird. He was stood underneath the bar and he was clapping that one as it went over, which is extremely good sportsmanship. He gets the Robbie Fowler Award for good sportsmanship.
That's right. Leeds 2, Paris Saint-Germain 0. And we've been 14th goal of the season for Iestyn Harris.
And that's important, really. First scores in these kind of matches where it's going to be close early on. are always important, and Paris's start that's been a little bit indisciplined, it's cost them points.
Harris gets the game restarted, and Paris running the ball out again through Menkins. Up to the 20 metres before he's brought down in the tackle of the two Kiwis, Mercer and Blackmore.
And certainly you couldn't fault Menkins' work rate in this opening period, as you were saying, involved in every set of 6.
It's good running again from number 21, Jason Sands. And O'Donnell moves the ball out to his left towards that south stand side. Paris just stepping in there with Wayne Singh. Stepping back in, O'Donnell goes himself. And a knock on there at dummy half. And referee Russell Smith is very alert tonight, Phil.
He is, he hasn't missed a thing. And again, that's something that in this weather is going to be very, very common. And the one thing that Leeds really need to do is play as much of the game as possible in the Paris half or the Paris quarter. And if there are mistakes, that's the way to capitalise on them.
So Harris has the ball from the scrum from the pass of Sheridan, and that's just brought Blackmore on the charge. Mercer now takes the ball over the 10-metre line. So just 30 metres from Paris line, Leeds. Out just in front of the north stand side, Jamie Matthew, but he's the dummy runner. In fact, there were 2 dummy runners there because the ball went to no one. In particular, Wayne Collins was not sure what was going on.
And again, referee seeing something he doesn't like.
Harris penalised there. Watching Weston Harris now.
And that's the 4th penalty in 10 minutes. And again, this could prove very costly for Peter Mulholland and his side.
Yes, well, they obviously reacted to what they said with their Leeds tactics in the game in Paris, and said they were coming back to extract revenge, was what was said. We can play that way too, and they've certainly played that way, but it hasn't gained them anything, except they could be 4-0 down now. Harris has got the ball again. It's 12-13 metres in from the touchline side, and it's 32 metres from the line. And Harris is taking his time, as you'd expect, and he was quite right, because there's no reason why he shouldn't do that at all.
Again, in these conditions, building any sort of lead, it's going to be easier to hold on to, because I think there will be a lot of spilt ball as the game wears on, particularly if the rain continues to hammer down like it has done in the lead up to this match.
So Harris takes his time, strikes it well, and that's through the middle again. Both touch judges raise the flags simultaneously.
And again, more applause from the Paris fullback. He knows a good kicker when he can see one, and he's in first-hand position to see that Iestyn Harris has given Leeds a 4-0 lead.
Radio Rhino, join the charge on 1404 AM.
So Harris gets the game restarted.
Good deep kick, which again hopefully will mean Leeds will be able to pen Paris down in their own quarter for this set of 6, or as we should say, the new red zone that's been implemented in rugby league these days.
So we're going to have red paint on the pitches?
I gather we are.
Well,
and probably the word red.
Paris are certainly still in their red zone. They've had 3 tackles, so it's a good kick and chase from Leeds. And now they break over with that man Menkins again, who's really worked hard. He's got the ball away in the tackle too.
And again, got to be wary of letting them slip the ball in the tackle. It's one thing that the Paris team are very good at.
And Anthony Farrell just puts a swinging arm into number 27, Adam Peters, and he ducks underneath it. And the referee Russell Smith gives Paris their first penalty of the game and gives them the first chance to show what they can do in possession in the Rhinos' half of the field.
And I don't think we could argue with that one. I think it's fortunate for Adam Peters that he did duck.
David O'Donnell just takes the tap, and Harris looking to move the ball out quickly, looking to get on the side of Iestyn Harris, and the outside should have said he can't do that. It's good defence from Harris and Phil Hassan.
Again, Hassan doesn't miss tackles, and rock solid there, and he's done a double.
On Menkins, that's 21, that was Sands. And that's a good inside ball, but it's come out there,
and it will come out in this way. That's what we were saying, that if you try and push the passes, the ball's going to be extremely slippery. And Jamie Matthew, big tap on the shoulder there of Wayne Collins. He knew that it was the impact of Collins' shoulder that spun the ball loose.
Yes, Leeds couldn't take the pass without knocking onto it with the first defence, and Leeds will have head and ball. Sheridan feeds the ball 20 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. Mercer picks up from dummy half, makes about 3 metres, and before he's brought down by run round the side of the pack, and the second row men coming out of the pack knocked him off Morley. And there's great sense of anticipation every time Morley gets the ball.
I think he's going to make a break pretty soon.
Yes, Farrell going up there, and Farrell, who was the swinging arm, guilty of the swinging arm in the pass. In the previous play was the one who was cited by Paris as being the culprit. Harris goes through, gets Blackmore away. That's good play from Leeds. Blackmore crosses the halfway line, looks to get rid of the ball, manages to get rid of the ball, and that's going to be a knock-on. And really, there was no need to get rid of the ball there at all.
Again, if the support had been right on his shoulder, then give the pass, but when there's nobody there, hold on to the ball, and again, costly knock-on. That's Leeds and Paris knocking on the second tackle.
Yes, and Leeds are in the just in the Paris half of the field, but the Parisians will have the head and ball at the scrum. I say Parisians, there's only one Frenchman in the team, Pierre Chamaron and Fabien De Vecchi.
Looks like he's going to come on. He's certainly warming up, and they've got a problem over there with, looks like, Jason Martin.
Well, if it is Jason Martin, then Paris could be in trouble because he's very much the playmaker.
Well, he's certainly the fastest man in the side.
And De Vecchi will come on and immediately will go to scrum half and feed the scrum. And Paris get the second clean feed of the evening. And the ball just moved out wide. Blackmore's in at the tackle with Harris. Harris just 5 metres from the halfway line, trailing 4-0 here at Headingley this evening. You're in touch and listening to Radio Rhino, 14:04 AM. And again, Menkins is working hard. He's out there. He's been all over the field tonight.
He's just starting to play a little bit wider off the ruck, and again, looking effective.
Oh, good play there, and little run around and got to suspiciously a forward pass, but Russell Smith let it go. And Leeds struggling there to hold on, and two men in the tackle couldn't prevent the offload as Paris come down the centre of the field. But good defence eventually from Collins and Marcella. Paris moving that ball out. Menkins again just spinning in the tackle. Can't get the ball away. In fact, he does get the ball away now because again Leeds have let him offload in the tackle. Them are wasted tackles, Phil.
They are. You've got to put the men down. We said that you've got to clamp the ball.
And Paris have an overlap here if they can get the ball out. Wrong option taken there by their number 12, who was Chamarin. He didn't use the overlap, and Paris now have the bomb. Leeds will be under pressure here. This is good play. Cummins takes the ball. It wasn't the surest of takes from Damien Gibson. The ball going over the line near the post. It was a great kick, and Cummins did well to clean up. Similar fashion to the one that Willie Hilton dropped at Wembley in 1978.
Very similar.
Okay, now the Gibson's hands, and player behind him took it this time, which was Francis Cummins, and we saw in 1978 John Atkinson couldn't take that one. Jamie Matthew just driving upfield, and Leeds looking to work hard, and they really need to work hard and get something together. Both sides just testing each other out at the moment. We've been playing approximately 15-16 minutes, and so far no side has reached any sort of ascendancy. Leeds have had certainly more of the ball, and Harris now puts the kick downfield. It was a good chase by Bird, and Cummins is chasing that one, but it's going to beat everyone and going to touch. But good play there from Francis Cummins, a great chase.
And very nearly the Paris water carrier was on the end of that one.
Yes, and there seems to be some concern about Jason Martin. The doctor is running down the touchline side to have a look at him now, but he's walking back pretty well at the moment. Paris will have head and ball at the resultant scrum, that ball going into touch.
Funnily enough, as soon as De Vecchi came on, it seemed to raise the Paris game. They were not just driving the ball in, they were getting out of the tackle, and it's something that Leeds have really got to be wary of.
De Vecchi again feeds a scrum. Scrum's 3-1 to Paris, and the penalties 4-2. That's one just been awarded there to Leeds for holding down in the tackle. I think it was against Justin Harris and Phil Hassan.
I think again the Russell Smith seen one of the Leeds players trying to touch the ball after the tackle had been completed, gave the penalty. And one thing you have to say is too many penalties, but none of them the fault of the referee. He's been very consistent.
Paris is running the ball forward with Jason Sands up to just a couple of metres back from halfway. And Paris again will use the big forwards. That's Lomax, a big 13, just driving the ball in. Now it's Menkins' turn again.
Certainly his name is featuring a lot in this commentary.
I've certainly been impressed with him tonight. He certainly takes the ball up and works hard. And using the ball out again, that looked a forward pass again to Lomax. And Paris now 6 or 7 metres outside of the red zone, or the Leeds 20 metres if you prefer to call it. And the ball's on the ground, picked up by Gary Mercer for Leeds. Couldn't take the pass, and a flop there which could have been penalised. The referee's allowed it to go. Paris players down injured, and Morley again gets a high tackle round their head.
And again, the one thing that Paris don't need are more injuries. Whether you're a fan of a particular side or not in rugby league, it's important for all of us that Paris do survive and prosper. And the one thing they have had is a lot of injuries with a very limited squad. and it looks as though Divecci's only just come on, mistimed his tackle there, and looks like he'll be going straight off. They've got another half back on the bench in Jeremy Robinson, but I don't think they would want to have used up 2 of their allocated 4 substitutes within about 17 minutes of the start.
Yes, particularly as it doesn't look like if Divecci did have to go off with the injury, he would be able to come back on.
Well, certainly Martin's gone straight to the dressing room. He was accompanied by the doctor, who seemed to be examining his neck area.
Well, Divecci doesn't look as if he knows if he's on this planet or Saturn at the moment, so he's obviously got something there in the tackle on Gary Mercer. And
I think it was just a mistimed tackle, to be perfectly honest. He's obviously not just quite got the pace of the game, and he missed Gary Mercer and led with again, it looks like the side of his head rather than the perfect tackling technique.
That's
It
right.
shouldn't detract from the fact that there was another high tackle in there on Adrian Morley, and it's Leeds that have got the penalty.
That's right, so Divecci comes off, certainly for the spell, I think, in the blood bin. It certainly looks like he's on cloud couple and at the moment, and again he's going straight into the dressing room area. Matthew puts the ball down for Leeds, and really this game's going to degenerate into a comedy of errors because of the conditions, I think, Phil.
I think so. That was always the worry, which again why it's quite important that Leeds have got 4 points on the board in this game. I think quite sensibly they've taken the decision, if they get a chance to put any points on the board, then that's going to be worth double in the bank, I think.
Palace looking to run the ball back towards Leeds if they get it from the scrum.
A strong run from Shamaran, but again it's fortunate to come up with the ball. It was a reckless pass, but he managed to regather it off Blackmore's hand.
This ball was knocked down by, I think, Philosan, and Blackmore. Jeff O'Donnell goes from dummy half. And well wrapped up though by Morley and Matthew and Collins. And Sands runs straight at Yestin Harris. Well, if they've been watching the video last week from London Broncos, one thing you won't find is Yestin Harris backing off of tackles. And again, that's good defence from Leeds, pulling him down as he looked to offload the ball. The 25, which was Matt O'Connor. And again, Leeds in at the tackle. And Paris up to the last tackle, but it's a good position for them to attempt something. And Matthew gives away a penalty, a needless penalty there for flopping.
Yeah, again, stupid in just saying how points are worth double in the bank, and on the last tackle, Leeds giving away a needless penalty to Paris, right in front on the 20-metre mark.
And that'll be the first points of the evening to Paris if they can kick the goal. But there's a needless penalties to give away. The tackle had been made, it was the last tackle Leeds had done well, they'd kept Paris to within 20 metres of them getting the ball, and then somebody gives away a needless penalty, and I'm sure Dean Bell won't be very impressed with that. So we'll just watch us. Paris lining up the kick. It's number 25, Matt O'Connor, who's going to take it. And it's straight flat bang in the middle of the post, 25 or 20 metres back, 21 metres back from the post, 25 yards I was going to say then, but long abandoned yards at Headingley.
It went with the red zone, I think.
It did, it's just outside the red zone. And
what do we call the zone between the red zone and the halfway line? Is that the pink zone?
The green zone. And here he comes. Straightforward kick and successful. So it's going to be Leeds 4, Paris 2. We've been playing approximately 23 minutes.
And again, needless penalty, puts points on the board for Paris, cuts the margin that Leeds had, 4-2, 21 minutes gone, the game yet to ignite, and hopefully it isn't just going to be a spate of kickable penalties.
That's right, neither side really put anything together. Leeds looking understandably nervous after last week's effort. In fact, what we're going to see there, I think that
Paris have kicked out dead.
On the full, Damien Gibson took that ball behind his own line.
I think Russell Smith is just checking with the in-goal judge, which he's every right to do. That's why they're there.
Leeds will get the penalty.
Should be a penalty on halfway.
He's kicked out on the full.
I think some pointing and gesticulation going on from Adam Peters. He forgot what the rule was. And that's a big mistake from Paris.
It is indeed. That gives Leeds 50 metres that they haven't had to work for. Martin Marcella now driving second drive after wing, after Jamie Matthew. And Collins in at dummy half, moves the ball back towards his left, towards the north stand side. And Damien Gibson in the line, and Philosan's going in. This is the first bait we've seen from anyone from Leeds. Philosan pulled back there by his trousers. And a great day, 10 metres from the Paris line now. Gibson's in at dummy half, finds Yestin Harris, and Harris looking to step and go himself, manages to get through the first line of defence, but Dean Bird comes in, wraps him up. Wayne Collins is at dummy half now. Leeds just 8 metres short of that line, moving the ball towards the right, towards the south stand. And a good ball from Sheridan Oh, Leeds have knocked on and spoilt that, and I think that was Gary Mercer looping round on the outside, was it?
It was, but unfortunately, really, again, a pass given on only the third tackle that really was so unnecessary, and it spoilt the best move.
It was a good move, a good break there from Phil Hassan, and Leeds will now find themselves without possession, but deep in that Paris red zone in the 20 metres, 10 metres from the Paris line.
And we were talking about the ability of Damien Gibson to link from full back. It was his extra man that created the overlap there for Hassan's run, and as you say, the width of his trousers away from the first try.
Paris just moving the ball, running down the field. Difficult to see from here. It looks like Matt O'Connor. O'Donnell in at half-back. Menkins again, who's had a big game, looking to offload and does offload, but Paris have lost ground in that. It was a needless situation, and the kick comes in now.
I'm not sure why Matt O'Connor kicked on that tackle, and obviously Leeds will be grateful that he did. I don't think it was the last one. But, again, going for perhaps position rather than possession. Perhaps the stage is now set after what we've had at, by my reckoning, about 23 minutes for the introduction of Barry McDermott, somebody who can actually spin out of the first tackle.
Yes, we need someone to break the tackle. It's been a pretty dour sort of a game so far, with both sides testing each other out. I'm sure the conditions, it was really cold as well as being wet. It is an
amazing contrast to the final at Wembley only 2 days ago that was played in blistering heat. But that's the May Day bank holiday for you.
Blackmore then gets the ball away from the scrum. Sheridan finds Harris finds Gary Mercer. Mercer brings Cummins back inside, right in front of the north stand. Coming inside, we go down to Bob Pickles on the bench. Bob, a pretty dour sort of the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we started off decently at first because I thought there'd have been a lot of mistakes with the weather and things, but we started off fine, but it starts coming in now, but we're losing the ball a bit, not finding our feet quite.
So Ryan Sheridan just drops off inside there. Anthony Farrell looking to move up the middle, but Paris playing, as you said, a very condensed defence, and there's really no gaps unless you get the ball around the outside.
That's right, you're not going to beat them with the ball on the inside and trying to barge up the middle. But having said that, you're not going to get the ball out wide very easily in these conditions.
And the ball kicked upfield, 4 points to 2 it is, and that's going to be picked up by Dean Bird behind his own in goal area. Sterling comes up, great chase and leads from Sterling and from Jamie Matthew. But Paris looking to run the ball out now, and almost an obstruction there. The referee's allowed Paris the advantage of that. A player coming back from an offside position was in the way. Paris slipping and sliding, and Leeds wrapping him up there. It's number 12, Pierre Chamaran. Eventually he's thrown down. Jamie Matthew in at the tackle again with Adrian Morley. So Paris struggling now to get out of their own quarter. And,
they're warming up at go forward, prop forward, Tony Priddle, and I think that's the signal for Barry McDermott to start doing his stretching exercises.
Paris again now looking to run the ball this time. It's
good run from Wayne Singh.
Wayne Singh is taking the ball up towards halfway. We're on the last tackle. The kick will come in now from O'Connor. That's a good kick downfield. Damien Gibson picks it up.
Good positioning there from Damien Gibson, and a lovely step to beat the first tackle.
Yes, he's been missed, Damien Gibson, in that ball returning role, and shown already tonight why he's so badly missed.
Again, if Leeds can get the ball out wide rather than running back into the middle, there are going to be options there, because on those early tackles, Paris are all concentrated in the middle quarter of the pitch.
And now's a chance for Harris to move that ball out wide. Gets the ball out to Phil Hassan. Hassan gives it to Cummins. Cummins will have to come back inside, really. Kicks the ball in field, but again it's put down, and now Paris have a chance to break, and that's lost this time. And the referee's going to give the first knock on as far as I can make out there, although really...
I would have thought that Paris had that advantage. He's giving them double advantage, but I suppose the first error did come from Leeds.
That's right. I always thought that when that rule was brought in, it would be that the advantage had to be taken immediately. If you pick up the ball and manage to run 20 metres and then lose it in the tackle, you've certainly had the advantage.
I would have agreed with that.
So, however, we don't make the rules. Greg McCallum does, although he will decide that he doesn't. Paris have lost the ball as they get the ball from the scrum. They've lost it, but it's gone backwards, says the referee. So both sides guilty of some poor handling tonight. It's difficult conditions. Icy cold, almost back to winter rugby.
Barry McDermott's gradually getting ready to come on.
Number 27, Adam Peters just can't make any ground. Leeds' defence has been pretty solid tonight.
Yeah, both defences have. I don't think there have been too many missed tackles. Again, Paris trying to get the ball out.
And the knock
But
on
they've
there.
knocked on.
It's a needless pass, and that was
Again,
Menkins.
good pressure from Adrian Morley, though. He forced the ball, made the Paris man, as he was going down,
Menkins.
elect to release it.
That's right, Menkins passed the ball. O'Donnell couldn't really drop on it, he just had to knock it backwards, and it rolled along the floor, and the player who was tempted to pick it up just knocked the ball forward. So Leeds again, 10 metres inside their own half of the field.
And the game needs a try.
Have a scrum, it certainly does. It needs a try, and one man who could get it is Yasin Harrison, looking to break through now, gives it to Sheridan. And Sheridan's tackled it. The Paris defence did really well there, because I thought for 1 minute that Sheridan was away. It's in the middle of the field, that's flopping, and Leeds get another penalty, and I'm sure that Yasin Harris will kick for goal.
And he should.
Yes, points are hard to come by, and you may as well take every opportunity you've got. It straight forward down the middle of the field.
I think it's safe to say that the weather isn't going to improve as we get nearer nightfall, but again, the penalty count I've got now at 7-3, 10 penalties in just under 30 minutes.
That's right, and all of them justified.
Yep, but Peter Mulholland, I think, will be a little bit annoyed with his charges. And Barry McDermott looks like after this penalty attempt he's going to be coming on. I would suggest for Jamie Matthew. And that could just be the impetus that this game needs.
And Harris just lining the ball up for the kick.
And that is the change, McDermott for Matthew.
And Harris waits, and the applause for Matthew dies down, and Harris comes up and kicks. And that one's gone wide. So Leeds spurning the chance of the 2 points there. So Leeds will get the ball from the resulting scrum. It's very important that when the resulting dropout, it's very important that Leeds win tonight, because this is the prelude to 3 away games.
That's right.
One of which next week will be a very difficult game at Salford.
It will.
And the ball spins awkwardly, and Adrian Morley, in fact, Gary Mercer waits for it to stop before he picks it up. It was spinning like a top then.
Interesting that Paris are thinking of bringing on Tony Priddle, perhaps to counter Barry McDermott's threat.
Anthony Farrell looked round to release the ball. No one was in support. Wayne Collins was, but he was busy directing where the next player was going. It practically goes to Ryan Sheridan. Leeds clever switch. That could be good policy tonight if Leeds can switch the ball.
Again, though, it didn't commit the Paris defence.
That's right. And no good switching it and then switching it back. And watch Marcella just drive forward, and Leeds certainly making hard yards, but there's nothing extra. There's nothing coming in the 4th and 5th tackles. Now there might be something. Harris, number 13, brings McDermott on the field. Until the player gets the ball away to Mercer, who looked as surprised as anyone. Sheridan, Christian, that's the best we've seen from Leeds in the handling stakes, tied in. Harris now with the ball in his hand, puts a little rubber kick for the corner. It's gone behind the Paris defence. Sterling comes up, and it's gone loose over the line. And he's had a try to Leeds. It's no try, that'll be a drop out under the post. Great case chase from Sterling, almost made the try.
Yeah, and Blackmore did well to follow it up, and Dion Bird, in all sorts of problems, just managed to get pressure down on the ball.
Lost the ball. And Paris looking to drop out from underneath their own post. It looks like it's going to be Dion Bird with the drop out. The Bird comes in, they're all dropped. Straight down the throat of Damien Gibson, who takes it on the full. He'll run it back, he's looking for runners, he may as well run it himself. Does indeed, and number 27, Adam Peters, really gives him a good clout in the tackle.
I think there's going to be a sin binning in a minute.
Well, there is
this could be the last warning.
And it gives Yasin Harris a chance to put some more points on the board for Leeds. And as we suspected, Phil, I think that Menkins has come off the field to be replaced by Priddle.
And I don't think if perhaps that Peter Mulholland has reservations about the way his team are playing, I don't think he can lay any of the blame at the door of Craig Menkins, who's had a very big half an hour.
So we'll see.
He's done well.
Yes, he's done very well.
Isn't it always when you're looking for potential man of the match candidates that they take the guy off?
That's right, he would have been certainly on his work rate alone a strong candidate at the moment, because neither side has really had anyone that stands out.
No, it's not that kind of a game, partly because the defences are so solid on both sides, but mainly because of the conditions that we felt that this might be a major factor.
And if Paris have had the final warning about flopping and lying on, and the next man will go to the sin bin. And Yasin Harris, his chance to put Leeds 6 points to 2 in the lead from just outside the 20 metres. In fact, it's about 26, 27 metres back. Centre field again. Shouldn't be too difficult to kick for the man of his prowess.
And important that it just keeps the scoreboard ticking over. Again, no doubts from that one.
So, a third Harris penalty of the half. His Leeds a 6 points to 2 lead. We've been playing just about 33 minutes, would you say, Phil?
I would say at the moment we're into about 32, 33 minutes and still no sign of a try. A fair reward though, Leeds, at some points at least, for the fact that was a good offload from Barry McDermott and a nice chip to the corner from Yeston Harris.
I think if we could have the advantage of television here, we'd see that the territorial advantage has been most of the Leeds in this first half.
Yes, I would agree.
A penalty there given against Richie Blackmore for holding down in the tackle, having another bite at the cherry, as it were, as Paris man got up to play the ball. And Bird finds touch just 15 metres from the Leeds half of the field. Fiddle drives forward and is well knocked down there by Anthony Farrell to O'Donnell. We keep calling him Daniel O'Donnell. It's David O'Donnell.
He may sing.
It's amazing Irish singer, Daniel O'Donnell. And Paris into the Leeds half of the field now, looking to move that ball out. Good play there again from...
It's a good run from Oleginik, and he scored a lot of tries, and he's going to need watching.
Yes, Oleginik, class player. And this is the best Paris have done. They're actually in the Leeds 20 metres on the last tackle. And Wayne Collins was almost guilty of giving away another penalty there. He had a second bite of the cherry. Leeds under all sorts of problems here. But well picked up by Damien Gibson. Now has he got the legs to go all the way? He had a clear run in front of him there. The Paris defence got across and knocked him down on the 20 metres. Paul Sterling takes the ball in. Gets the ball away back to Gibson. Gibson stepping, going himself. But again, Leeds guilty there of running back into the ruck area and make it only an extra 2 or 3 yards. And it probably would have been better to move the ball out wide. Sheridan now will look to find Harris. Harris looking now to bring players on. Drops off inside for Phil Hassan, and Hassan goes back inside the heavy traffic area. And Leeds certainly not moving the ball out wide enough. It seems that they're coming back inside. It may be that those tactics are being forced on them. McDermott, he'll certainly run down forward into the middle of the field.
That's good yardage for Leeds.
Collins knocked on there at dummy half. McDermott was a poor play of the ball from Barry McDermott, and Wayne Collins couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, the speed of the play of the ball was the right idea, but the execution was poor.
So then we've seen poor handling from both sides in this first half, and the conditions certainly to blame for that.
There's 5 minutes to half-time, and important that Leeds don't concede anything.
Robinson.
That Robinson-Oleginik partnership is coming more into play.
Yes, Oleginik just dropped off the inside ball. Robinson again just brings it back inside, this time for Wayne Singh. Singh's 10 metres inside the Leeds Rhinos half of the field. You're in tune with Radio Rhino, 14:04 AM. We bring you the best coverage of all Leeds Rhinos home games. O'Donnell then at dummy half, moves the ball to his left. Lomax looking to go himself. It throws the hammer down, but he couldn't go and he's lost the football. Referee is going to wait and see what happens there. Oh, what a strange decision there from referee Russell Smith.
Well, presumably the referee
didn't see anything wrong with it.
One wonders there if he would have given the try if Dion Bird had got to the ball, but maybe he played advantage, decided that rather than give Leeds a tackle, he'd just give him a tap on the 25.
That's right.
Either way, it's Leeds in possession.
It is on the 20 metres and really seeming nowhere to get the game restarted. Adrian Morley driving the ball forward then.
And again, Adrian Morley's looked threatening, but he needs to be one more off the ruck, running a little bit wider. And if Leeds can get him into a hole, then he'll go all the way.
That's right, he shouldn't certainly be taking the ball up from tap penalties. That should be the job of the props, and Barry McDermott is doing that just now. Still going, gets the ball out of the tackle there, and Wayne Collins is up the middle of the field. That's great running from Wayne Collins. Made 20 metres there, brought down, and Paris just holding down long enough. It's going to cost them shortly if they keep doing it. Sheridan taking the ball up to the Paris line, not releasing it. Collins again goes from dummy half, passes the ball to Harris. Harris puts a little dribble kick across for Paul Sterling. And the ball just drifts in the touch early in the tackle count, and looking to catch the Paris defence all up in a line there. Wasn't the best of kicks.
No, I think
certainly the right idea.
If you're going to do that, you've really got to put it right in the corner, and the worst way you're going to come up with possession as near to the Paris line as possible. But to be honest, possession is at a premium, and to chip over on the second tackle, third tackle is a bit of a waste, to be honest.
So Harris then guilty of that. He now makes up for it with a tackle. In fact, he's missed. He's bounced off the tackle there as Paris get the ball from the scrum. The scrum's 8-3 and the penalty's 8-4 to the Rhinos. The scrum's of course going with the Paris. Paul Evans just coming in for it from his wing. Good defence there from Morley, but the ball's back again out of the tackle. O'Donnell finding Lomax, and Lomax is knocked down.
Yeah, and they can't fault the effort of the players, but there isn't much creative stuff out there at the moment.
From either side, actually. And O'Donnell goes from dummy half, looks to try and make progress, but that's good defence from Leeds. They've kept Paris to within 30 metres or so of that where they got the ball from the scrum. And the kick downfield comes now, and Damien Gibson can let that one bounce and picks it up on his own 20-metre line. Runs, looks for a runner, decides to go himself. And that's probably the right thing to do at this stage of the game, not take any unnecessary risk with passing to people who aren't expecting it. Cummins, again a high tackle. Well, this is
Careless tackle by Jason Sands, and really the referee has got to get to grips with this. It's all right warning players for holding on not to play the ball, but I think that must be about 4 of the 8 penalties that Paris have conceded have been for high tackles, I would have thought.
It goes in the touch from Justin Harris, 10 metres inside the Paris half of the field. McDermott driving forward now, looks for the big gap there, and he's take play on. That's good driving from McDermott, certainly a crowd favourite and deserves to be. It's all 100% effort from Barry McDermott.
It is. Normally, if it's channelled in the right direction, it comes up with something at the end of it.
Leeds are just passing the ball along the line, looking for a couple of dummy runners there. The ball went behind a couple of players, but it came to no good. Sheridan was tackled. Mercer looks to go out, gets the ball away. The black to Sterling. Sterling's going up the Charleston side. He's lost the ball, and again Leeds are guilty then of forcing the pass. It was really nothing Sterling could do. He had to either release the ball or go into touch.
That's right, and again, second tackle and a waste of possession.
Certainly was a waste of possession. And we're just watching as the Leeds pack gets down to grips with the Paris pack just inside the Paris 20-metre area.
Just coming up to the half-time hooter. We don't really want any lapses now.
Certainly not as far as Leeds are concerned in defence. And so far the defence has been pretty good tonight. They've been guilty of allowing Paris to release the ball in the tackle, but any breaks have been pretty well covered. Lomax looking to spin the ball out. In fact, that was Wayne Singh. And the ball's gone down, and Blackmore has it for Leeds now. Stops out of one tackle, can't get out of another. So this could be Leeds' best chance as we approach the half-time. What a time it will be to score now. Sterling has the ball in his hands, finds Sheridan. Sheridan to Harris. Harris looking to run there. Morley had to hesitate to take the ball, can't get the ball away, and Paris coming in. And Morley's knocked the ball forward now in the tackle.
And that just about sums up the half, really.
Yes, comedy of errors there, really. As Adrian Morley's lost the ball in the tackle, and Paris have it back again after Blackmore did ever so well to get the ball in the first
again,
place.
Leeds worked hard to pin Paris down, forced the mistake. Blackmore was on hand to pick up the ball and set up the position, and on only, the second drive, Adrian Morley knocked on.
So Paris feed the scrum. It's their 10th heel of this first half. It's been that sort of game, scrappy to say the least. Just good defence coming in though from Ryan Sheridan and Francis Cummins on Paul Evans. And again Cummins and Sheridan in making a double tackle.
And again, you mentioned about it felt a bit like winter rugby, and in some respects a lot of the players resembled some of what we used to expect in a dour winter's day.
That's right. Evans again has taken the ball up and he's been tackled, and this time it's Lomax's turn, and Paris really not looking to do anything but drive the ball forward.
They know they're still in the game at only 6-2, just coming up to half-time.
Singh could play the unbird inside ball. It's gone to ground, picked up by Paris. Whether we'll have time for the scrum to form before the hooter goes remains to be seen. It's very much that time of the game.
There's possibly no more than one tackle left in this half, but again, not a lot to inspire what looks like a fairly big crowd here. Leeds will be quite encouraged with the number of people here, but a lot of them drifting away for their half-time cup of tea.
But it will be a cup of tea. It won't be a cold Coke tonight, Phil.
No, it'll be nearer Bovril than anything sparkling, I think.
Well, I think we could, if the ball comes where it should come here, I think we might see a kick from Justin Harris, and as almost as if that was what he's intended to do there. Was
you read that perfectly.
Evans was drifting back. Sterling's coming up now. I don't think he's going to have the legs because Evans was back there waiting for that kick. He dropped back slightly from the scrum. He was on the opposite side of the field, but a sensible option at this late stage of the game.
Yeah, last tackle worth a try, but nothing came from it.
Right, 6 points to 2 then. 3 Harris's penalties in the first half, 1 miss for Justin Harris, so he's kicked 3 from 4 at the moment. That gives Leeds 6 points and 1 penalty for holding down against Leeds for O'Connor on the 19th minute. So it's Leeds 6, Paris Saint-Germain 2.
Hi, this is Barry Mack. Join the charge with Radio Rhino on 1404 AM.
Holroyd that's come on for Ryan Sheridan. That's the only change you can see to both sides.
And let's just hope that that has the same effect as it did at the Charlotte Stadium when Leeds had a bit of a dodgy first half, brought Graham Holroyd on and he turned the game round. So let's hope he can be the spark.
Let's hope he can be the spark. Leeds certainly need his ability to get the ball out wide. And Adrian Morley feeling the ball from the kick-off. Leeds now playing towards the scoreboard end of the ground with their backs to the pavilion and the old dressing rooms. Gary Mercer looking to bring the ball away, gets away from one tackle, spins out of the tackle, but the cover coming across, knocking him down. And as Bob Pickle said, we will have to be really careful that nobody ends up in the sin bin. Harris again, but he's well policed, and Marcella now takes the ball and he got the ball out of the tackle, but Leeds have used 3 tackles up, not made a yard there, Phil.
No, that's right.
Great defence.
Again, it's good defence, but there's no point passing if there's nothing on. Take the hard yards, like Mr. McDermott's just done, and punish the defence.
And gets the ball away in the tackle as well. That's great play from Barry McDermott. Damien Gibson was in support. Now Leeds have a chance. Spin the ball wide. Graham Holroyd, what can he do? Looking to move that ball along, finds Morley. Morley gives it to Mercer. Mercer will find Blackmore, but again the Paris defence comes over quickly, and Blackmore really needs to go through the tackle. He does, but he can't go through 2 tacklers. And that's going to be
Here's the sin bin in.
Yes, and it's going to be Bergman that goes to the sin bin, Richard.
It's Wayne Singh, I think.
It is Wayne Singh, I think.
Picked Wayne Singh.
Well, it's really, as Paddy should have said, really have no argument about that. Holding down, they've been warned and warned and warned, and he's got 10 minutes in the sin bin. I thought Bergman was going to go then. He would have been certainly lucky, because I think that's the first tackle he's made in the game. And he's certainly the cleanest player on view. In fact, he looks cleaner than Graham Holroyd, who's just come on. So Leeds get the penalty and a chance to put some points on the board at last from a try. There's no need to kick on that for Iestyn Harris. It's too far away. McDermott now will drive towards the 20 metres. Knocks out the first man, O'Connor.
And again, that could just be the impetus needed, although Leeds have given away a penalty when in possession for some.
Not playing the ball. Well, that's poor. That's poor performance from Leeds. They've given away all the impetus, and now Harris are on the attack in the Leeds half of the field. It's Priddle. Tony Priddle just takes place. So Leeds have gone from being 10 metres outside the Paris 20 to defending on their own 10 metre line.
And they're going to need to have to defend, because with 12 men, Paris will up the work rate.
Yes, and they'll push the ball out, and they'd love to score now, and gets the ball back to O'Donnell, and there's a gap there. If Bird can go through it, he almost goes through it. Good defence though from Martin Marcella. And Paris looking to spin the ball. You'd think they had the extra man at the moment. Max just brought down. Paris using the short side, and Leeds have been caught out many a time from dummy half. The player looking to use the short side. 6 tackle coming up now. So surely they'll look to spin the ball wide. The Leeds defence needs to spin across, and it needs to spin across quickly. A cross-field bomb there. Cummins is underneath. Cummins has to knock the ball dead in the end, and again the full-back and Francis Cummins getting in a hell of a muddle there, Phil.
That's right. Again, the referee Russell Smith going over to the in-goal touch judge to see if there's been any interference. Leeds are lining up as though they know it's a drop out under the posts, but the referee saying that Paris have knocked on. They pushed the ball down.
That certainly ball came down on the floor. Francis Cummins did knock it dead, but that must be the only decision that can be made. O'Donnell's complaining, and if he complains much longer, then he'll end up in the sin bin.
And again, the one thing you can say about Russell Smith is that at the very least he is using his in-goal judges well. He didn't see that. We couldn't see it from the angle we were at, and really Paris can have no complaints if he went to the guy that was nearest. And that looked to me like a penalty. And no, it's a knock-on. Gary Mercer knocked on.
Getting up to play the ball. Well, it's that sort of game, and really the sooner the 80 minutes come, the better. If it's going to be like this in the second half. We've seen Leeds guilty of giving away a needless, not playing the ball correctly. We've seen them knock on the first tackle. We've seen them put the ball down from a high kick when the full-back and the centre got in the way of each other. And now we see Paris coming across the field looking for ways through. The ball's put down again, and that's going to be another knock-on. So really we can do without this, Phil. It's not really making for very good entertainment.
Well, we were just speaking to Trevor Gibbons on our way back to the seats. He's with some sponsors who've come to a rugby league match for the first time. I hope they don't think that this is the normal fare.
No, it really needs a try, and preferably one from Leeds to spark this game into some form of life. Mercer picks the ball up from the scrum, makes the proverbial 5 or 6 metres before he's brought down. Just 10 metres inside his own half. Harris is at dummy half, finds a gap there and gets through the first line of defence. And Paris just managed to get across and close the gap. It was a big gap there, and Harris took full advantage of it. All right, gets a lovely ball out there to McDermott. McDermott gets the ball back. That's for Phil Hassan, and Leeds at last starting to put some more than one pass together in each play. Favell drives the ball forward, and it's been pretty dour one off the ruck stuff from both sides this evening. McDermott again, just taking the ball on, one off the ruck again. At least he's got the impetus, goes forward, gets the ball away to Collins. Collins is out there, that's a try over the far side to Francis Cummins, and that's the try that Leeds wanted. Great play from McDermott, and our alert there from Wayne Collins.
And great support from Wayne Collins. 2 charges from Barry McDermott. The second one, the ball out. Great support from Wayne Collins. He managed to feed Francis Cummins, stepped inside the cover, and that is what the game needed. And for once, Leeds managing to hold on to the ball, but full credit to Barry McDermott. He's made a difference already coming off the bench. 46 minutes gone. Leeds score the first try of the game. It's Leeds 10, Paris 2. Great support from Wayne Collins. He positioned Francis Cummins. Cummins stepped inside the cover. Obviously, the cover is one man light. Managed to get the touchdown in the corner. And obviously, this is an important kick, but Leeds are now one clear score ahead of Paris, and that should take a bit of the pressure off.
Well, Harris comes in, kicks the ball. He
didn't like it when it came off his boot.
He certainly didn't.
That's a little bit of a cushion. First sign of a cushion for either one of the sides, and again, Paris paying the penalty for having a man in the sin bin.
Hi, this is Francis Cummins. You're listening to Radio Rhino on 1404 AM.
I think again you'd have to say, looking back on that try, that again when Leeds do move the ball wide and they do get men up in support, then this Paris defence doesn't look quite as solid.
Well, that should give them renewed impetus to work harder and get the ball back and look to put something else on. Good defence there from Collins, tackling. Difficult to see what it is. It's number 10. It's Tony Priddle who brought the ball out from the kick-off. And then Paris just trying to make the hard yards up the middle of the field. Good run there from
Bergman coming inside off his wing. I think he's not lost the ball though. No, the referee says it was stolen. Adrian Morley is deeming to have reefed the ball, and again Leeds don't want to be giving away penalties.
That's right, they've completed 3 or 4 tackles there, and now they find themselves defending in their own half of the field beyond Birds. Kick finds a good touch. Tom Leaders inside the Leeds half of the field. Sorry, O'Donnell with the tap penalty will bring on number 21, Jason Sands, to drive forward. O'Donnell again this time. Forward pass look from O'Connor there. It's well, police. Priddle just driving forward.
Leeds have got to remain alert. They don't want to give away anything, having just established a bit of a lead.
That's right, they're still down to 12 men, Paris. And Leeds made that pay, and now they can't afford to do anything stupid and allow Paris back into the game. And Paris looking to move that ball out. There could be something on here. Slow play there, and didn't have the legs to go through up to the last tackle.
Good tackle from Richie Blackman. Sorry, Gary Mills.
And O'Donnell now looking, and it's chipped across the line. Really, there should be no danger there. Cummins gets the ball now. Has he got the legs to go the length of the field? He certainly should get round there, loose forward. He's got men in support. He's got Graham Allwide in support. He doesn't need him. That's going to be a great try to Francis Cummins. Allwide supports him all the way down. Cummins under the post, picked up the kick. And for a 100-metre try, that's not bad at all.
You don't get too many 100-metre tries. Those that are privileged to be here are on their feet. We haven't had much to cheer. It wasn't a bad kick, actually, from Paris. And Francis Cummins let it bounce just before he met it. But once he got it in his hands, he went round the outside. There was nothing that the Paris defence could do. Fantastic pace, backed himself, was absolutely right to do so. And when he got past the cover of Dion Bird, there was only going to be one outcome, right under the post. The crowd are on the feet, the ground's alight. 2 tries in about 3 minutes from Francis Cummins, and that's changed the complexion of the game.
It has, an interesting there that I thought that Cummins would have no problem whatsoever in going around the outside of David Lomax, but he took Dion Bird, who's no slouch himself, in exactly the same style and fashion.
Yeah, ripped the cover apart there, and conversion's good from Yestin Harris, and all of a sudden there's a margin. The man going to the sin bin has proved crucial. Now in these conditions, with Paris having to play panic football, Leeds just need to remain calm, and these 2 points are here for the taking.
Hi, this is Francis Cummins. Join the charge with Radio Rhino on 1404 AM.
Well, we're hearing quite regularly from Francis Cummins at the moment. That's because he scored 2 tries in the last 3 minutes. What a tremendous effort that was, right from his own line. And 2 Leeds players, Graham Allwide, one of them Damien Gibson, the other in support all the way down.
And a great moment for those people at the ground. It's really lit the place up.
Yes, right from behind his own line. Tremendous take of the football from Francis.
And that'll do his confidence a world of good after London.
Yes, we've seen him score tries like that in the past. And O'Donnell picks up the ball, almost knocking on at the dummy half. Just managed to keep hold of it as he juggled with it. Sands. Leeds have been penalised for something there above the head tackle from Yestin Harris.
And one thing Leeds have got to do now is remain disciplined. The penalty count creeping up to 10-7. And I think Leeds will be wary of the fact that they don't want to give Paris a sniff of anything at this stage. Before Wayne Singh comes back on, it needs to remain at least 16-2.
It should have been nice if Leeds could score again, take full advantage of the Huddersfields misnomer.
I think Wayne Singh will be on in a minute or two.
This is certainly warming up now. The ball played back from O'Donnell, moving out to the left-hand side. Good defence though. And Collins just makes sure on number 10, Tony Puddle. And a knock on there again. And nearly it's a comedy of errors out there at the moment from both sides. But attendance 11,023, which is a good.
I think you'd have to say that for Leeds against Paris on a bank holiday Monday, with obviously no travelling fans apart from the Paris entourage, that is a very, very good attendance, and I think Leeds will be pleased with that.
Yes, good get that under circumstances.
Wayne Singh back on, so Leeds in his absence have scored what could be the two crucial tries.
And Holroyd breaks from the scrum, can't go anywhere. He's rolled up to Harris now, moving the ball out wide, looking for Philisana. Sam bringing the ball back inside, running across the field, looks for the gap now, almost makes one there himself with the quality of his running.
And he's again looked very strong tonight, Phil Hassan.
Mercer steps inside, good play from Mercer. There's gaps appearing now in the Paris defence. Mercer makes good 15-20 metres before he's brought down there. Collins again finds Holroyd, not a good pass, but Holroyd takes it well, gives it to Harris. Harris again looking to go forward. There's suddenly gaps there, Phil.
Yep, I think that's what happens when you go 2 tries behind, your confidence starts to go. There's a man that can exploit them.
McDermott runs from dummy half, makes a good 10-12 metres. On the 10-metre mark, it's the last tackle. So what will Harris do on the last tackle? He wants the ball in his hands. Holroyd gets it now. In fact, he looks to put the crossfield kick in. Well, I saw Leeds practising these yesterday. And that's got to be a try to Leeds again there. That's a try. That ball went backwards from Sterling. Anthony Farrell comes up and takes the ball. We saw that yesterday in training. Holroyd and Harris are putting kicks across the field for the wingers. Noted yesterday that it was amazing how many times you take it on the full when there's no defenders on the field.
Well, I think the other thing is you've got to credit 2 players there. One, you've got to credit the fact that Paul Sterling was up there and he jumped for the ball, it came off his knees. But again, credit Anthony Farrell, didn't give up the chase even though the ball was never for him, and when it bounced off the knees, he was there to pick it up, and over he went, and that should be the try that makes the game safe for Leeds.
That's right, 3 tries in the opening, for 14 minutes of this first half?
Yeah, I've got that down at 53, so...
Farrell will be take a hoop with that. And so will Yestin Harris if he can put this one over from the touchline side. Well, Harris with the ball.
And again, it's amazing how the game's turned around in this second half. I don't think we can put it all down to the introduction of Graham Holroyd, but the effect has been the same. McDermott and Holroyd have made the difference. Again, Paris defence stretched on that last tackle. It was the first time for a long time that Leeds have come up with a last tackle play that's yielded reward, and I think they'll be pleased with that one. A great kick from Graham Holroyd, bounced off the knees of Paul Sterling in the corner, and the presence of mind of Anthony Farrell to dive over, gather and dive over, and good play for Leeds.
Yes, that's a good try. That should be the try. That's 20 points to 2 now, and Leeds surely won't let the lead like this slip. It's a much better second half performance and give the crowd plenty to shout about. And Blackmore just in at the tackle, told by the touch judge in no uncertain terms to let him up and play the ball.
It looks as though Paris have got 1 or 2 problems. They're looking to get Anthony Hancock on.
This player coming off and again going straight into the dressing room, to the doctor's room. Good running there. Out on the far side. From Evans. And the ball kicked downfield there on the last tackle. Damien Gibson can allow that ball to spin out. In fact, he doesn't. He picks it up. That's his confidence. Stepping, going on the outside, coming back inside. Step beats the first man up to the 20 metres. Good confident running from the man who was laid low with chicken box for 2 weeks in the last.
Yeah, 2 good shimmies and he was away.
Sterling comes in field. Oh, that's a severe flop there. That should be another sin bin in offence there, because that was a flop to the head of Paul Stirling as he was getting up to play the ball. And really, if you've sent one man to the sin bin, what do you do then? Does it all start again, Phil?
I would think he'd probably have to give another warning, but again, difficult to know what the referee does to clamp down on that. That was a dangerous penalty, really, and Leeds have decided to tap it and spin it wide.
Oh, that's good running from them. Adrian Morley's down the middle of the field now, showing the ball, going himself. I've still not seen Adrian Morley play as he did at Sheffield, when he looked a complete ball handling second row forward. I thought it was Dick Huddard again and Bill Holiday reborn. The older fans amongst us.
He sounded a bit like Ray French, though.
Paul Stirling, he certainly doesn't look like Ray French when he played, because he's got pace. And Ray, by his own admission, wouldn't be the fastest man on two legs. He certainly had the biggest heart. Harris slips there as he runs off Allroyd's pass. Just 10 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. 20 points to 2 the lead here. He's been playing 57 minutes. McDermott again, who's done a lot of rampaging damage down that far side. Drives forward, and really Paris can't hold him at the moment.
No, and he's been the difference.
Up to the last tackle, Holroyd looks to go himself. Spots a gap and runs through it, Holroyd. It's a long ball back there for Morley. Morley back to Mercer, Mercer to Marcella, Leeds running the football. Gibson's in the line, he needs to put the kick in, he's done just that. That's come off a Paris player. And that's going to be a try to Paul Stirling. Over the other side from the kick through there. A lot of kicking going on up there, and Paris player couldn't hold it.
Stirling again.
5 tries in 5 games for Paul Stirling.
And again, just shows the value of following up a kick. Leeds never let it go. The confidence is flowing through the team. And again, a great last tackle option from Graham Holroyd. Running with the ball, found his support, and Leeds did so well to keep that alive. And Paris couldn't cover.
There's 59 minutes on the clock, Phil. I'm about right there, at the time.
Looks as though that's about 57 minutes gone, and Leeds have blown this game apart at the start of the second half. I think as well you've got to say that another rampaging run from Barry McDermott, a great incursion on the last tackle from Graham Holroyd. The 2 substitutes have really turned this game round. Great linking from Adrian Morley, he found a great pass, and again linking out wide. Blackmore, a good chip through from Damien Gibson, and Leeds were on their way.
Hi, this is Paul Stirling. You're listening to Radio Rhino on 1404 AM, the main station.
The main station indeed. Well, Bob, we'll go down to Bob Pickles on the bench. A complete turnaround in fortunes in this first 20 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, the telling point, of course, was early on when they went down to 12 men and we scored the 2 points. The 2 tries, should I say. And then the following 2 tries have been through sheer persistence. We've just followed up and the boys have scored.
And a couple of good substitutions. Barry McDermott's had a big game, and Graham Holroyd.
Both of them are looking good, but that's what the game's about, having good boys to come off the bench.
That's Bob Pickles. You'll be hearing more from him as the game goes on. And Paris looking for a penalty there. Diving, says Russell Smith, as they bring the ball away from their own quarter. 10 metres now outside of their danger zone, their own quarter.
And to be fair, Paris look absolutely shot, and so they should. I mean, that really has blown them apart, those 4 tries in about, 17 minutes.
Yes, Lomax just drives the ball forward, and then the kick's put forward downfield. Francis Cummins picks up. Can we have a repeat of the 100 metres? I very much doubt it, but he'll certainly get round the first man. In fact, he doesn't. That surprised me. That first man was number 18, Anthony Hancock.
And again, I think that's got to be a penalty to Leeds, and the referee now will be just taking note of the fact that Paris are once again starting these tactics of holding down. And sooner or later, somebody's going to have to get a warning.
Paris's kick finds touch just 10 metres, 10, 12 metres inside the Leeds half of the field, and Martin Marcella will reduce that by 7 or 8 metres before he's brought down by O'Donnell. And Mercer again, running up, playing like a put forward there, running the ball forward up to the halfway line. Collins is looking to see if there was any options from dummy half. There wasn't. Holroyd finds Harris. Harris running across the field, dropping off inside for Anthony Farrell. Farrell knocks out the first man out of the way, and the second. That's good driving from Anthony Farrell. He really charged onto that ball like a rhino. Blackmore's out wide on the far side, over on the south stand side there. Just has lost the football in the tackle, and it's picked up by Paris. And Blackmore looking to make the ball available.
Again, Leeds needn't now start forcing the passes at 24-2. The game's already won.
Oh, and a knock on there from Dion Bird. as he run in. That was a poor pass. It went right across the face of the Paris defence. Dean Bird came up. It was always going to be difficult. It was a grubber, almost like a grubber kick.
I know it's easy to say from up here, but that was one that really he needed to put his foot on rather than try and go down.
He had plenty of time to do that.
He did. It would have been hard enough to take on a nice summer's day, but on a night like tonight, it was virtually impossible.
The Leeds end with Harris at loose forward in the scrum and Barry McDermott working at number 6. Holroyd will get the ball from the scrum. McDermott charges forward. It wasn't the best executed scrum that...
I think telegraphed is a word that would sum that one up.
That's right. It is an option, and Leeds haven't used it as much in recent weeks as they did at one time, and it appeared to be their only option. But
again, Anthony Farrell coming more into the game now.
Leeds underneath the post. Paddy McDermott now playing at standoff and driving forward, slips the ball backwards, picked up by Adrian Morley. Morley spots a gap, goes himself 10 metres from that Paris line. Leeds just in that 10 metre area now. Blackmore looks to move the ball out there. In fact, it wasn't in Mercer, and Mercer finds Blackmore, and Blackmore's ball to Sterling was a good one, but the winger just couldn't take it. It was just a little bit too far in front of him.
And Leeds now then doing the right thing. Dean Bell just starting to spell his players, taking off Adrian Morley and bringing on Terry Newton, who will tighten the game up. Just make sure that there's nothing silly. And I think that's a wise substitution. Newton, renowned for his defensive prowess, and that just gives another option.
Bob, is the substitution down there just purely tactical at the moment?
That's all I can see. Just giving them a breather.
Well, Paris win their feed. It's 12. Comes to them, they're still underneath their own post, just trying to bring the ball up to the 20 metre mark. Good defence though from Newton and Hassan.
And again, I think if we looked at half-time, score was 6-2, the game was dour. We said it needed a spark. Admittedly, it half came with the sin binning of a Paris player, but 24-2, and now we've got some good rugby to watch.
And Paris have put the ball down, Holroyd picks up for Leeds.
And again, another injury to a Paris player.
Holroyd then plays the football, couldn't make any mark. Full of sand, spots the gap, goes himself from dummy half. Takes play to it again to 10 metres outside the Paris danger area there, 20 metres zone. And Masella just drives up now, he's on that line, on that 20 metre line. Leeds have got width now to bring the ball back through the hands of Holroyd and Harris. They do just that now. Holroyd finds Harris. Harris looking for the runaround, goes himself, spots the gap, gets it back to Holroyd the second time. Holroyd running with the football, this time it's a ball with Blackmore. Blackmore puts Sterling out. Sterling taking men on the outside, puts the ball inside. Mercer puts the ball down, and what's happened there? Well, nothing, says the touch judge. That was okay. It looked to come off a Leeds player's foot. Leeds playing dangerously near the touchline. Harris incursion into the line, goes himself, puts a bad pass out there. The idea was right, the execution not so right. The Paris player knocked on. Barry McDermott thought so as well.
Again, Leeds just need to remain disciplined, forcing passes there on both plays. But the tries will come. This Paris defence is tired and not moving up. Leeds don't need to put in 5 passes when one good one will do.
Again, another Paris player down injured.
Again, Paris really are struggling now with injuries. They want to bring Adam Peters back on. They certainly need a replacement for whoever it is that's feeling the pain over there.
Carl Evans doing the work of the forwards in the middle of the field. Matt O'Connor just drives up into the Leeds half of the field. Robinson.
Good run from Priddle, but he's heading for the touchline. Just stays in.
Just stays in. Good defence there from Blackmore and Sterling down in front of the north stand. And again, Robinson's kick is a high spinning bomb.
I don't think he'll kick to Cummings.
And the ball goes back, bounces back, and Paris have a chance here. There could be something here. Oh, good defence from Anthony Farrell, just wrapping him up there on the last
Great tackle on O'Connor.
Ball and all there. It was a dangerous situation for Leeds. In fact, probably the most dangerous situation they've been in on attack in the last, in this half of the game. Daniel Gibson then takes the ball from dummy half. Mercer goes himself from dummy half, and that's sensible play from Leeds. Get away from the danger area before you start to throw the ball about. Collins just directing operations, not from dummy half because he's not there. Sterling again.
It looks like Jamie Matthew warming up to come back on. I'd imagine for Martin Masella.
There's 3 drives there from dummy half. Now Collins goes in at half back. Goes himself from dummy half. That's good play. Spots the gap. Jamie Matthew indeed does replace Martin Masella. Harris's ball is dropped off inside there. Terry Newton going down the field. He's got a ball. Can he pass? He's going himself against the ball again. All right, will get under the post. That'll get to the side of them. Great run there from Terry Newton. and sensibly passing the ball. I thought he got the tells, but he was just stumbling as he gave the ball out down the middle of the field.
Well, great play from Terry Newton again, a young lad with an old head on his shoulders. A great ball from Harris, put Newton through the gap. He dummied, took on the last line of defence, just stumbled, but great support from Graham Holroyd, and he outpaced the cover to go over at the side of the post. And really, Leeds are winning this one at a canter now.
Well, good on to Bob Pickles on the bench to talk about that try. Bob, a great run there from Terry Newton. What a great player he is. There's 65 minutes gone, Phil, on the ride on that time. I've lost all track of time tonight.
I've got it down, that one, at about 66, yep.
All right, 66 minutes then as Holroyd goes down. Harris converts, 30 points to 2.
And there's certainly no doubt in that it's all Leeds at the moment. And again, hopefully the crowd are going to go away happy. The first half, sometimes you've got to go through the dour stage to set the platform. Again, the game opened up, as we say, when Paris were guilty of holding down for the umpteenth time. And at the end of the day, they can have no complaints. And really, it's a comprehensive victory for Leeds, which is just what they wanted.
It is, and Paris just driving the ball back, slipped the ball out of the tackle. Birdman knocked down though, he's still in his own 20 metres by Anthony Farrell and Terry Newton. His break led to that try. Lomax again just trying to drive down the middle of the field. O'Donnell, he certainly won't give in. Ward O'Donnell runs into Wayne Collins, his opposite number. And it's a penalty against Wayne Collins for not getting out of the way. It certainly wasn't any intention of holding down on Collins' part, but he just couldn't get out of the way, Phil.
No, I think the right decision again by the referee. Again, I've got it down at around 20 penalties so far, and I don't think we could argue with any of them, to be perfectly honest. He was consistent with the sin bin, he gave the warning, and again, every substitution that Dean Bell's made has proved to be the right one. He's going to bring Marcus St Hilaire on here. Be interesting to see if he comes up with something special.
And the ball out there from number 21. Jason Sands, and Leeds have it. And Richard Blackmore opens the legs now, he's running up towards halfway, taking it on, he's away from the halfway line. Gets up back onto his feet, pulled down there by Dion Bird. Good cover from Bird, but Leeds ramping, running forward now. They're certainly looking to open things up. Sterling just takes the ball in from dummy half. O'Donnell's so slow to get back, it's 3 tackles before he gets back on side. And Holroyd now will look to run himself. It's a long ball out there to Hassan. Hassan just checks as he comes back inside. Going himself, running forward. Can he get the ball away in the tackle? He's certainly looking to make it available. Well clamped up though by Paris. Damien Gibson comes off the field. Harris takes the ball forward himself, running up to the 20 metres. Mercer's at dummy half, so he will run from dummy half. Puts a little chip over as he got the legs to take it himself. Kick comes from Terry Newton, but goes into touch.
And nearly Marcus St Hilaire coming up with a try with his first touch. So again, the substitution's proving inspired at the moment by Dean Bell.
Yes, Damien Gibson's had a top game tonight. She said
he has.
Since the first time he's been back. He's obviously sapped his strength a bit with the chicken pox, but he certainly showed no problems whatsoever this evening.
No, he's done very well. Done very, very well. And it's good to have him back, because it's added a lot of sparkle from the back, a lot of impetus. He's done nothing wrong, and he can be pleased with his contribution.
Well, the scrum's 13-7 and the penalty's 12-8 to Leeds. A 13-7 scrums to Paris. And this will be probably Paris' most comprehensive defeat. They've lost a few matches close, but this is anything but close. And
that's right.
They're feeling the effects now of a long, hard season with a limited squad.
I think the other thing as well is they've had a rest. I know they played a lot of fixtures close together, and they suffered from that with a small squad. A lot of people looked at this result and said if Leeds really are serious, then it's got to be comprehensive, and at the moment it certainly is. Again, you've got to credit the Leeds defence. I know Paris haven't had a lot on attack, but one penalty conceded so far, and that's a testament to the Leeds defence. The attack we always knew was good, and in the second half it's proved it. Certainly with the introduction of McDermott and Holroyd, that's made a huge difference. And Leeds have looked to spread the ball. The gaps have come, they've taken advantage, but the defence has remained solid. And Paris looked very tired.
They do indeed. Missing nothing there. The last tackle, Sands was injured, and the referees instructed Paris to play the ball, and now Sands is okay.
I think it's Priddle, because Sands just came off when they made their last substitution. But Paris are really at 6s and 7s.
The ball goes in the touch.
They'll be pleased with the respite.
Just running and checking there. They will indeed.
And again, this is going to be the archetypal game of two halves. No sign of a try in the first 40 minutes. And really we wondered where the spark and inspiration was going to come from. We've had 5 so far in the first half an hour of this second half. There's about 10 minutes to go. Leeds cruising at 30 points to 2, and all in all, if you were coach Dean Bell, I think you'd be pretty satisfied with this.
I think you would. Allroyd gets the ball out of the scrum, and Blackmore just running away, looking to step out of tackles. He does that and still going, but Paris is certainly not going to allow him to have an open rein tonight. They've wrapped him up quite well, actually.
Again, everybody said that Paris typified the Australian mentality towards playing rugby league, that they were solid and difficult to break down, and they would graft hard and wouldn't give away anything. This augurs well perhaps for Leeds taking on the Australian side. You've got to be patient in the first 40.
Oh, that's a great ball there for Mercer.
Another great run from Mercer. Mercer's got to be in line for man of the match with the stats that we heard from half-time.
Certainly has. Harris puts a little rubber kick in there. He can't get the ball himself, but he's certainly tried things with Justin Harris. And if you can't try things when you're winning by 30 points to 2, then you never really can. Harris have got the ball. They're just outside the Leeds quarter. O'Donnell whipping the ball along the line. Robinson looks for the loop round pass. Again, attacking using the short side.
Good run from Tony Priddle.
And that's going to be a penalty conceded for a head-high tackle, and he's lost the football.
And again, that's stupid because he had all the time in the world, and he's knocked on, given possession away. And was it Peter Mulholland said that his side were coach killers? You'd imagine that we've put another few years on him tonight.
That's right. He's certainly tightened the noose probably around his neck, although I don't think Paris will panic and sack the coach in the middle of the season.
Don't think there's any point really. I think it's just the structure that they've got to get right there.
Mercer comes away from the scrum. Justin Harris looks to turn, twist, finds Jamie Matthew. Seen little of him since he came back to replace Martin Masella.
And again, Justin Harris has had one of those games where not everything's come off for him, but as you say, with a wide margin, you may as well try and entertain. And it is going to still take a little bit of time for him to just quite knit together with the rest of his teammates.
Allroyd finds McDermott, and one thing Barry McDermott won't be doing is slowing down. He's out to make an impression tonight. Wants his starting line-up, doesn't want to place on the bench, just
I think I'd have to say from what we've seen tonight that when Leeds take the field at Salford on Sunday, I'd be very surprised if Holroyd and McDermott aren't in the starting 13.
Holroyd now puts a kick downfield on the last tackle, and he's cracked after the ball had gone. The crowd, they probably heard the oohs and ahs. I
think, to be fair, Priddle was already committed and it wasn't malicious.
Bird gets the ball back to Bergman, and Bergman steps away from Matthew. But Paris have made 3 passes there and actually lost ground.
Yep, and that again is partly down to the Leeds defence. So I think again we have to say that Dean Bell, that he would have put on his notice board of his aims before this game was to not let the opposition score a try, and so far, so good.
Good defence from Jamie Matthew coming across, covered in there as Paris looked to move the ball out. 30 points to 2 then. Leeds is about 7 or 8 minutes left. And Leeds are guilty again there of giving another penalty away there.
I think either Barry McDermott or Jamie Matthews been got for a high tackle there. It looks like it's Big Bad Barry. And I don't know about you, but I make that 12-10 in terms of penalties.
Yes, 12-10 exactly.
And I think the fact that Gary Mercer's being called out here, Leeds will now be on the last warning for a high tackle, I would think.
Well, some strange announcement there, which obviously highlighted the crowd. There was absolutely nothing in it at all. Something about Sergeant Pepper.
I don't know who. Is he a substitute? Just come on for Paris?
Well, he could be, but certainly nobody's had a look at him. Paris. Oh, there's somebody in a Sergeant Pepper outfit there.
Well, it is Bank Holiday Monday.
Paris looking to offload the ball. The ball's been knocked down and it's picked up by Graham Holroyd, so Leeds back in possession immediately. And Hassan goes from dummy half over on the south stand side, just twists and turns, takes the tackle, that's all he can do. Collins goes from dummy half, finds Harris now. Harris to Mercer, Mercer to Blackmore, Blackmore running out of room, Sterling's tackle in the touch, and really the Paris defence was coming across quicker than the football then.
Yep.
And really nowhere for Richie Blackmore to give that ball to Paul Sterling. There was nowhere for either of them to go.
That's right. Again, not really the kind of pass you were looking for if you were a winger. You need to be given a bit of room and space, but it was given neither.
So the scrum will go down just 8 or 9 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. Paris moving the ball out with number 25, Matt O'Connor, who's working the feeds at the moment. Oh, good play there, outside, and this could be a try for Paris. Great defence of Leeds, and pushed in a touch as well. Great defence over on that far side from Francis Cummins. He certainly wasn't nobody going to take him on the outside.
I would imagine that Francis Cummins would also be in line for the man of the match.
Well, you just said that Francis Cummins would likely to be the man of the match.
Must have been a premonition.
Yes, had a tremendous game both on attack and defence tonight, and Paris must be wondering if there's any way through this Leeds defence whatsoever. They've tried the route one up the middle, they've tried the outside route, it's not worked. And we look now as Holroyd's feeding the scrum, and Harris has the football. Blackmore again now, has he got some space to work in? In fact, he gets the ball away to Harris again. Harris sticks to Sterling. Sterling's put the ball down. Good play there from Justin Harris and Richie Blackmore. And the referee could have allowed the advantage because Blackmore was certainly taken above the shoulders.
Again, I think this game is now just winding down, and there's about 4 minutes to go, and I think Leeds will be pleased with the outcome.
Ryan Sheridan comes on for Anthony Farrell, which we'll see yesterday. Harris going to loose forward.
That makes sense really, because Leeds have got another big game in a few days' time, and Farrell's played very, very well.
Paris just looking to move hands to O'Connor. Out to Hancock. And just outside the Leeds 20 metre zone, looking to bring on, that's Priddle. Knocked down in the tackle. Lomax, solid defence from Barry McDermott there.
And Leeds won't want to concede a try.
And they're going to have to hold out quick here because it's Priddle again. In fact, it's Menkins who's come back on the field. The ball goes dead in goal from the kick through from Paris, and Leeds will have the tap on the 20 metres.
And Paris haven't given up, but really they haven't looked like scoring a try tonight.
Oh, 30 points to 2. It's probably Leeds' best defensive performance of the season.
And the first double of the season for Leeds?
Yes.
In fact, obviously the first double, is that by anybody, or have Halifax and Castleford already played 2 games? I think Castleford have been defeated twice by Halifax.
Will McDermott there cop the swinging arm, but referee's happy enough to let play go on in the game. How long we got left now, Phil?
I would imagine we're into the last couple of minutes.
Holroyd puts a little chip over, that's from Marcus Cinderlair, the chase. It's kicked on by Harris, picked up by Dean Bird, and the struggle here for Leeds. Holroyd's kick not coming off. Oh, tremendous play from Marcus Cinderlair coming back there. The Paris player just threw the ball back inside as Leeds' defence was stretched, and Marcus Cinderlair took it, slid along the ground and jumped back up and ran the other way all in one motion. What a tremendous play.
That was excellent cover.
Sterling's on the far side of the field. It was the right option by Holroyd.
Yep.
Kicked over and Harris got there, put his boot to the ball, but he kicked it too far, and Dean Bird really came back. Lomax it was who threw the ball back inside. So Mercer driving forward for Leeds. Looks to get the ball out of the tackle, finds Barry McDermott. McDermott spots a gap, stepping, going himself. Sheridan's in the middle of the field now. Collins is in support, and Leeds are over halfway. Good support play from Leeds. Passing. And the cavalry charge sounds again now. She wore a yellow ribbon.
If Leeds can finish with a flourish. Holroyd's going to back his own pace, and I think he's going to be right to do so. No, great cover from... Oh no, Paris.
Have they got the ball?
Anthony Wall's just come up with the ball.
The referee says that Paris have got the ball back. He just came up with the ball. But a good option from Graham Holroyd there. And Paris player lost the ball backwards, and Holroyd couldn't take advantage of that, otherwise he would have been in for him to try another one. As he does some tackling out on the far side, and Paris just trying to bring the ball away, but there's little fight left now for Paris. They realise it's a lost cause and has been for quite some time.
And it's a long way home.
Just Mercer tackling in the middle of the field. Some good play there, and Paris looking to open up a gap.
Good run from Jeremy Robinson up the middle. I think he might be injured there. That looked like he took a nasty twist in the tackle.
So he gets to his feet gingerly and plays the football. Harris looks to cut down the option. O'Donnell's got the football, but he's not going anywhere. He's tackled on the last tackle. 10-15 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. Centre field, you're missing nothing of the action. In fact, the action's over for tonight. Leeds 30, Paris Saint-Germain 2, and a comprehensive victory for Leeds. It's not spectacular, it was not thrilling, but it was comprehensive. In the second half, Leeds scored 5 tries. 2 of them to Francis Cummins in a 4-minute spell, one of them a 100-metre effort when he fielded a Paris kick over his own line, ran right round the outside of the defenders, left third and Lomax for Dave under the post. That made it 16-2 with the conversion of Yestin Harris, and then Anthony Farrell had a try after a good cross-field kick from John Orwell was knocked back by Paul Sterling, and Sterling went in for a try after a kick through from Damien Gibson. Finally Holroyd after a great run from Terry Newton, the substitute. So the substitute's working for Leeds tonight. Leeds 30, Paris Saint-Germain 2.